ne yensan wudi tuma unfair ne bi say ground for wudi remove maame no emitted the threshold for the removal of a superior court judge and no what the metia unfair. So what you say? No.
See, baby, ababedu any.
All right, I will see you movie be aquaba. Now you from Bremega TV, a platform with ESO. Abronye DC, as I can be now. This time around, we're caught in a movement TV. Now, Uti and Sema Aquawi can now to Musampa. Aquawi, he has no respect for humanity. But the more NDC for a year or judicial ya omo pese omuji mami Torkonoo efi honomi Chief Justice efi honomi ochiremu aye planting na omo aheda atenase a omo aye na abronye ekoso echiremu ka se saade na ekoso no eye NDC for bra na omo opposition na omo hya ase ka se omo ba se tie bia no ombe eden ombe yi MPP judges and uncle for mutiti panel no so even Chief Justice nankasa no be yi na firi ho no enti ono de onye ne nwanwa na mehwese nko be boye papa kan de Japan din na de aye reference e wo na no ne nsem ne ho enso Abronye DC because of in fact ono ankasa we hu se waye shocked how aye papa akompre kon the fans and the supporters o mo so asini so no when Timmy and Moy Papa Kennedy Japan G. Young court name quoting Sema Abronye DC edituja, bra na call movement TV. Yan fa credit and mom, and boya and so in your sense, be a coba, you bet was at the amount.
A transfer cases in a parties, and ya way. Into Chief Justice in a by nearly kind. Some of us said Chief Justice are busy or become constitutional right here. A human right case, and I'm a
sure.
And in a human right matter, no, in law, no. Say me, manya 18 years. I want maramu. Not so obi. Atiete ame fa hu die mu a. Dawuro, wo kama me enye ye. Se dawuro wo be kama me a. Human right matter, no. E di se nipa na. Oye directly affected no ono na eso ko raise issue no nti one opuni case ya wo raise ka so case ya wo dane ofori wo raise no anya nipa ne nsoma wo se ko kana sema no nti ni nyina ye human right issue a etese ta nkrofo na wo ka o masem no mo abeka o masem be fancy na obetima ka ma o mo no na o mo ye man no
okay.
Enu ntina obehwe atwemota case no rasa for case no na ye human right matter but nienti a ne papa gina mu de court no say at that time no na brante no nya 18
years
but ankrofo ya mo do o masem atwere petition no a mo so o matete o mo fa ahodie so because mo de asem akokort no wo mo boro 18 years nti ye da obi a oburu 18 years ni etieti anafa ahodie so na nipa na ankotwere petition na Daniel for the ono tinchen no aka esiri mfa no ho na ekotwere hu petition na mujitum because ye directly human right issue aye human right issue
yeah.
Enti third party ba ma enye ye enkrofo na wo ka o masem no wo mo ye matured people they can pursue their own case
if they so want to
do. Enti eba ne sen na wa wo tenchen no. Wo kwakwaje asem no e de ma ho. O de ma ho a enye ye but way yetima establish premium facilities. Masa,
are you surprised say it says the former Chief Justice on the Council of State council or
right. Why Chief Justice that they can say Ube Chief Justice or no Chief Justice no condition of service in a year no ye man be and you wanna what you and your mind no and ɛna tena ase approve ye by the executive
71
and Article 71 sɛ saa position wuduru a wo ho kwan sɛ afibia wo na busua se bɛren ebetu kwan ɛnyɛ maame no ɛna twa ayɛ sɛ memeji o ɛyɛ ɔman ne na de man no nti egyina no so edi yi na de ɛna maame no so twa issues na ɔmo de baayɛ no threshold that say case no emiti ne de ayi chief justice yɛ no emu ba kokura ni wa emiti nti obeda akwa supporto ama ya victimize enya so ye oba nti o because minim say so for yakofo de ye janu case nko ade a oba support for the removal but one absenting who because oyo oba nti but issues now omo de kwaya one petitions ni ya on sign ono obi a wadi chief justice da no ufi say obatena se ademete sa niema way into evidence wo mereko a onim pefe petitions ni ensign onye eno onim pefe say why chief justice da what transfer case from one court to another to Yakofo what transfer case from Dauro court to Godina Sarbedia court entino ono nso based on that dia na che say o party say ono no ye bimre bi wanye na dwuma yi ana ntina wanye no enti ne grounds a o de abstaining ne ho nyina no eye 100%.
But I would prefer Sanko be make public statement on this issue.
So
we can say council of state no ye omo take decision a collective decision enti whether who decide
no wababa ka say petitions ni nyina
say unfair
unfair ni bi ni say petition ye nsan ye wuji tuma unfair ni bi ni say grounds for the remove maame no emitted the threshold for the removal of a superior court judge and no what the metia unfair. So what you must say? No.
See, baby, Ababedu, any MPs no, any parties no, I hear demonstration. I say, as if I could ya twatching. Now, procedure no, I say a coso.
Me issue no say. NDC as a party and President Mahama and now the leader of the NDC and government no me can say a strategic document no mo implement it.
Okay. To a well planned
document and no mo implement it to suit their parochial agenda near the kind and they say woman wa adwene bi say the judiciary is not on their side. Enti sadia this time round no kwambia so a yebefa so a yebenya judiciary on your side. But Dauro, I can tell you say Yewura Mahama pa on appointee Rodina Mahama as a chief justice. The law is the law. Menam kato ha?
When 2015 NDC former deputy general secretary back home. Obeshia NDC for no mu ye ukufuridia. Na baby omu ye meeting no. Ye media for na ye omo fo si nyina ye NDC for because no mu wo loyalist e wo mu. Na oboni ma me nsa so. And I see them playing in my face. Okache say 3 institutions organ hanuma a very important institutions are determine governance okremu. NDCA need the support of those 3 institutions. So they have a plan say by 10 years now they will also get their people there. And then they will make sure say they will dominate. And anywhere do you see they will dominate. One, okay, judiciary no.
Yes.
A bench any bar no.
Yeah.
nti you can say on best sponsor NDC for to law school no more lawyer so catch say you nyina say interested that you hu penny for he thought say NDC for na yenso yen law school ni the second institution was the clergy because say
a clergy in
Promasem because of Rollins issue 1 or 2 binti and the third institution kind the fourth estate of the realm the media say media no so no Promasem so bibi omobeye bia no say one by 10 years say they will get people they will dominate this institution. So and I've seen it play in my
strategic document. Dauro, let me tell you. Yantana Kuruma, the constitution say this one the new constitution but Sandy Simranti ni na do ma call law school ni say ni momo anamboa.
Yeah no correct.
Constitution say ubetima ko high court wa this one 10 years.
10 years of practice.
10 years at the bar.
I am making. And so what me ako
high court. Mpacho so what you circuit court 5 years.
And a Supreme Court 15 years.
15 years. So man for new constitution a mess somewhere. And the demonstration no Mahama Bebani take over Jubilee House on the demonstration because man go for NDC near when you 5 years at the bar and financial high court. Makwa. And this strategic document now more execute to say we will take over no. Now case beyond where bakwa and Marane say yema bail a judge baka say on my bail.
And ye be ni yama bail ya say revoke bail. Kwabra do go issue. See a man bail. And now Attorney General Sunday court said Afedia or interfere with witness. Nti yensan fa nim kotum 2 weeks.
Court no we no ye yoko for bail. That say ye back home. Nti ukwana cha also interfere the next you know as we provide evidence. Sometimes so court the age you know and the court no ye den e ye adwuma bom. Tonim sade sanity the Attorney General department no womunya kokoduru court wa normally omone court no ye dey eye adwuma bom nti Attorney General ne kasa normally no ye won hyehyeye say tambia no Attorney General no wo upper hand and no nkyerese Attorney General no e control court to no but our upper hand ne upper hand ne say or interfere with witnesses and amboa.
Yes.
1 week in this one for evidence in the brand. And no omonya. Okay, end the case no. Okay, end the case no. Wamukone na then Attorney General Batin Oduro. Or konne no abatna no accused person no one of the leading accuser na ba kokura di yendi MC da. Actually, obey Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs about 2017. Or call no ambassador. You didn't call na ba, you didn't call na ba or interfere with a very good babina judge and say. As I say, dear Sam, the bia or interfere with witnesses, ya do so. Ya bremo into your bed, dear Sam, and not justice upon so kaya. Justice upon your boy. Oh yes, obedi asem na na batin oduro. Etwere petition tin say. Judge na kwotena bia ba e wo ne girlfriend chen say. Asem ne de obedi atia. NDC for omo pompo. Nti publication ba chronicle front page no. Ade achi na justice upon e kwotre say or recuse no ho from the matter. Now go and read what Justice Upon said in that recusal letter. Or say, the country has a history. This country has a history. History and the Sidi Kunkum judges.
I see.
History, yeah, that's what you know, not judiciary, no, a shattered tuntum. History, yeah, that's what yeah, not judiciary no abobrisie. Namum or recusing one then attorney general batting odro.
A bobatin odro.
A bobatin odro. Or man 1 week on chila bar crow quatana. And then the girlfriend back on my location, on my everything as attorney general. Na say bobatin odro. Etimi the evidence about no quatana bar way and no case case no obediat here and this or no ever resign as a judge. Dauro ebesin ne
Evidence names me ama.
Besin ne yo 15 years in here or 14 years in here. Say ne and evidence in a ba. Sa judges na and Kizu 2011 no 5% of them were appointed by NDC, but they turn around to accuse them because the law is the law. The biawun kwason country judge say accuse na ye say accuse na ye say wa mrekwa judge ni nim say we dey so ma be masa and internet say ye appoint here ye appoint obi o high moral integrity.
Eti wasema wo kan eya na me do say ya na ma yero kwaku ba ko asema wo kan eye me de ma me mo ba ko mo ansa na wato aso.
So according to qualifications logic, any idiot can go to court, but there is a note of caution. The courts do not interrogate suspicions, conspiracy theories, conjecture, and rumors. They deal with facts, evidence, and law. According to qualifications logic, any idiot can go to court, but there is a note of caution. The courts do not interrogate suspicions, conspiracy theories, conjecture, and rumors. They deal with facts, evidence, and law. Case closed.
According to qualifications logic,
yes,
any idiot can go to court, but there is a note of caution.
Yes. The court does not deal with any petitions. No.
But they
deal with issues with facts.
Any law.
And you know, what's a mere crumb for? Abronye ya charging. Sa properties your man let's say we are sikanyina duboa hinyina. I am telling you. Each property biano a attorney general said they say otimi prove
reasonable doubt
say or do a mindset can toy. The attorney general ya o issue statement accuse you at a semi panel or ye innocent until proven guilty. But Abronye will see a dinner sem dada.
Oh, court of public opinion.
Court of public opinion. A sentence no dinner tum. No crano violated the 1992 constitution. Say, unya chiobi that's also a accused person. The person is presumed to be innocent until proven
by a court of
competent jurisdiction.
Chairman, finally on this issue, baby,
ya nominating Crawford.
Baby about be doing. We share said ya Ramahama 1 year. IPP for any other parties a demonstration asemna court no ato atwene by 5-2 ekwasifo said they are considering say omo twen ma judgment number no ma so betimi akọ review a ya say Jomahama twen kra wa nominate 7 judges send ya wo kan e di akọ o say case in the conclusion be saying
I have no problem about the nomination omo akọ nyina
okay
but me wo problem about nipana or ye nomination.
I see. It's problem with the judges said you more con.
Oh,
but what problem with the
judges here? Ye can't matter me. You know, matana kroma, and you know, better compensate. We are say, why should I have problem with them? But me what problem with nipana or appoint to a Let me tell you why. So to reasia, and now what say we nipa chen deuru. Man yo who say who nyansa chen dawuro. Man yo who say when yati chen dawuro. Yet to a mind mu ha. and na moye petition say the Chief Justice has recommended 3 people to be appointed to the Supreme Court. It is our Chief Justice in Yenadi because Supreme Court wa ye madada. Meboa. Mo. Aye ura mahama. Adina petition no so say Chief Justice aye recommendation. Bronin catch a recommendation ya. But your ayenche.
Debbie.
Bronin papa ya otewa ko school. Aye masters ye wie
communication expert.
Or try your communication expert not brofo. Not the word recommendation. Now the Chief Justice letter now. Or say I write to request. Or say I write to request. But obi bisa wa de no wanya. Eyenche.
Debbie.
Ye de nipa miensa. Ama General Legal Council. I'm a unanimous approval. Ye do ko parliament. Ba ko ye adwuma wo ECOWAS court. E wo court of appeal ho. Ya veto o ma wie. NDC for in 2024 say enam say wo mo ne MPP for ye penti. Wo mo ko parliament net en ko parliament china e ma approval ne nko so parliament.
Ampanyampa so.
Ampanyampa sa nkrofo we no. O mo ka kire say with the region side Supreme Court no numbers na wo ho no okay na yewura mahama se oba there is no way Obama ya pack Supreme Court no
in fact o can say constitutional review recommend 15 into oba hweso no Ghana for bidding komo no wa peg number no at 15 so that it wouldn't be more than
21
but omo accept 7 they can one do 21
me that's it
in fact the Chief Justice no crown call the do 22
me that's it antisisi am no kasai no mahama onidi Ghana for atem
wow
me bisa onidi Ghana for atem
okaso edi atem a menyu atinye
mahama on country say na ni atete Ghana for me I have no problem with the judges now ya nominate to omono because now we court of appeal anameboa
yes
ya na mo na atena krom ha but you pesa wo do omo kwa be katre Ghana for say e bra na me wo opposition no me wo opposition no me ka say numbers ne doso ba me ba ye no ma won se nye sa na etie
in fact a Chief Justice
me Ghana for tell say asem na me katre mo me dey attack me predecessor Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo say or pack Supreme Court no sa na nye sa na tie ho abehia say me di bi be kwa akoka ho but o kasa who fought you
in fact Chief Justice here na yesi yi na di on the recommendation ya wokan o can say ne botai ne say ibenya Supreme Court miensa e be sit at the same time at least 3 Supreme Court sittings
wait
no matter me dispose of cases eba no and on average no matter me about between 300 and 500 cases in a year in some of home me enka
yes
and you know recommend this for no and say obey appoint who say when na sanka odi maame no odi ne bo man na para
say maame asema wo ye na ye didi wa tem no na ye yi wadi no but we are sorry Woody bem and to say me buy no who say who be here say we need more judges and to me the way baba can Ghana
who dey num na recommend you crowd me my the minu asa kan ma dey
so wow and you know me pagana for acho one be for to but why you di what did the Akufo-Addo attempt I say Akufo-Addo adane Supreme Court into MPP backyard MPP playing field. Yeah, let me say the Dauro. From 2017 to date, Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo and Bawumia government any appointment to the Supreme Court wa mrekuwa vacancy and okay. Obi wo bibisa, let the person come and face me. At any time bia Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo be ye appointment to the Supreme Court no be retire from the Supreme Court. At any time bia Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo e be ye appointment to the Court of Appeal no na be a retirement and answer your creative Court of Appeal branch e region B na ye appointment in the court. and neya why appointment no that is binum say binum be retire this year.
In fact, it's also on record no nanado SC court ne ba omi SC court dan esen aban bia in the history.
Yes, only there. In fact, since coming
about 120 new courts. Magistrate court,
court of appeal regions in England. Yes.
And the high court. If you are about to was CS high court by ko amasama.
Yes.
Enti na usu osi wi amane appointed judge phone ko won fa he for ne gugu.
Exactly.
Osi high court no amasama no. Na ka
one ko
honko ye adwuma.
Anya employment ni bi no. Uyi judge na okwa na amanfo a ye form mo makoye adwuma. The staff at the judiciary enye omani ne betu omuka enye productivity no omo so de baba enti no me no nkrofo omukọ ofa Justice Jemefe womo ka kire no 2015 say onye recommendation ti Akufo-Addo say the recommendation na womo pe say ka say the onsin twere brofo no or the report no kwanya sa na otwere no nti NDC fo bosha o mo share no to the Supreme Court no wo mo bufu no o man fa na nko afei na wo mo boadu o mo ye ma o mo se ye de ne kwa na meboa mame ma wan judge bi ye friend no Justice Yao Apau Supreme Court judge retired papa na or de asiedu nkatia call class 1 e kwa kire no how to use calculator no
o se jeje numu ko yin ja no yo kaisa case
mate papa na o kire asiedu nkatia how to use a calculator in a class 1 no unim ni track record and any history
so on so yes on so in this 4 year ni so commissioner
medase unim ni record
na KTM drillship issue
me so unim ni record waye PNDC regional secretary then Bonahafo region and they a regional minister.
Okay.
Justice Yao Apau waye PNDC regional minister and they regional minister then Bonahafo region. Ofri ho no the starting magistrate Akwa High Court Akwa Court of Appeal Akwa do Supreme Court. So evidence no aye weightless ya now akwa tena asem to say NDC penso and a manya Supreme Court akontimi nkodi ma omo
there be in fact
ya de case no presidential petition koye no this man or judge waye watena PNDC mo awaka NDC ayete ho but ye the petition no koye
real see didn't get yakra
ye the petition no koye no oni asiedu nkatia so bohye from Badu any say kwa utimi nante ko babia papa ne firi no ene babia asiedu nkatia firi no utimi nante ye dai eko and we are friends but ordinary for fire day ordinary for some atunten katra asiedu nkatia o Supreme Court to say wow fa calculator tinia NDC ni MPP nya wotifu mebeka say wow fa calculator percentage wise no wonya sen MPP nya sen ena ma asiedu nkatia bufu yesa akwana yi o mama eye law na asiedu nkatia ebeka tre ne nkrofo say afei de justice ya wapau adane mathematician onye lawyer one any lawyer bia the law of taxation any kwanse ira uko the professional level legal accountancy upo umpo ubaye legal accountancy upo umpo ubaye etino enkodina ba bi nkasa judge no adane mathematician because at the Ghana School of Law and anywhere as a so legal accountancy and intino say for calculator not film utifrim Akufo-Addo nyase wunyase NDC na den buy or no can who be yeti NDC
in fact endra case here omo determine Supreme Court yi judge for me ensa vote in favor of attorney general ma ebe 3-2 emu mi na kufa na appoint omo Justice Yoni Kolondi and Justice Amadou Tanko omo mi nyana na kufa na
Amadou Tanko de tie right from day one a court Supreme Court no on vote ma MPP da enso yana ne tena kroma yanka so onye me ka kiro all the cases here akwa Supreme Court Amadou Tanko e that history so nim na ono na ye wayomi judge no.
Oh, I see.
Yes, Amadou Tanko finiso court Supreme Court no oni any ajibi akufado na de ne koye but case bia ni wa akwa wa ya den wakwa in favor of the New Patriotic Party.
I see.
But maybe say what to say MPP for yatena kroma di Amadou Tanko atemda.
There be Justice Bafuboni so e can subject for me insano.
MPP penso 2008. So nima MPP became unpopular and lost the 2008 election because of Justice Boni and Anemia Boa. Me 2008 campaign I prosecute you no me na me kan ho bi and ye ko free one issue NDC erezi ye ne say nanado President Donald J. Kunkufo edin kranketwa and babbing then minority leader a press conference say MPP the Bafuboni akọ Supreme Court unqualified to be there. But that time no na Bafuboni more than 15 years at the bar. But met me ascendo babbing press conference against Justice Bafuboni. Press conference about being here against Justice Bafuboni. One year demonstration against Justice Bafuboni appointment to the Supreme Court on Anim Yabua and Justice Doche in 2008.
And here we are today.
In Kurani Biwa, that time no, not be Kurani and I didn't say or coach social media and or course secondary school. A bin rejests no money not to enter the diatem.
I was saying you are Kwame Bafo Abronye.
But and what the minority did in 2008, led by Abamba Bin Say, Kufwa de Nkura, court Supreme Court, na Supreme Court nyan Nkura na yeden, ko because Bafuboni sha, and then yedini ko Supreme Court. And that time or 140s.
And Penampan so atna wache.
What 2008?
Atna wache.
And no one year demonstration. Sakufwa attending Supreme Court no into MPP party office. D yatem. You go we presidential election by
election petition.
One rule in favor of MPP.
In favor of NDC.
NDC. So rule in favor of NDC. Remember?
Yes.
It doesn't matter who you appoint.
I was around Kwame Bafo Abronye and Martin Kaniti manager Daruma we be kakra mai it may na fi me na call the 120 days of John Dramani Mahama AC ene na yakamasa. But I think this was what you were referring to between Justice Yao Appel and a Sidin Ket.
Yes.
General, I know that when you purchase a pen drive, it is empty, and the data on any pen drive is generated by someone. So the pen drive that you attach to the hard copy and exhibited as Exhibit F, who generated or placed the data on it? Because when you were asked, you said you don't know what was on it. Who generated the data on the pen drive?
My Lord, as I said, honestly, I hadn't seen the pen drive and its contents till today. And I was relying on the hard copies. But the evidence is gathered by our Elections Directorate and the Legal Directorate.
So they gave it to you and you exhibited it as part of your evidence.
No, I did not exhibit that document.
As part of the petition, he did not exhibit it. He made it quite clear.
So he swore on oath that it's for him, and he felt it was.
He exhibited it. So I want to find out who generated it. So if your election generated it and gave it to you and you exhibited it without seeing it.
Hard copies of the document because of the time pressure. I was discovering this thing today.
Okay,
so that's why I indicated that I was missing.
I want to be very clear on these issues too. They're very important to me. Now, in all the figures that were mentioned as the valid vote cast and all those things, you were saying if the figures were correct, and that there were inconsistencies in the figures. I want to ask you, now, in your own calculation, what were the total valid votes cast in the presidential elections on 7th December 2020? In your own calculations.
My Lord, those calculations are reserved for a meeting for us to reconcile the figures because the first respondent herself keeps changing the figures. And so it says, when you bring your...
Excuse me, let's look at here. Help the court. You see, when you started giving evidence, you said you had all representatives across the 275 constituencies. You said you put agents as, to use the... Yes, and they were to, collect the figures. You said it. Then he's asking you that from that, what figure did you get? You.
My Lord, I haven't brought that figure to court.
Okay. Then, from your own calculations, what were the valid votes cast in favor of the petitioners, to your knowledge?
My Lord, when we discovered this discrepancy, it was difficult to even know which figures are.
You don't know, you just answer. You don't know.
I don't have them here.
Okay, then the last one. What figures from your own calculations did the second respondent get as the total valid votes cast in his favor?
My Lord, I don't have those figures here.
Thank you.
Sir, what's the justice you appeal? And sir, we're last part of a sitting cross examination, and these are the questions it collapsed in the case. And as you said, Justice Appeal was appointed by Jomahama. First as a sole commissioner,
yes,
and then as a supreme court.
Can be no NDC, but no credit, no credit. That is why I'm saying, and Crawford no what you are more court Supreme Court. I know Justice Dennis Ajay. Meme and Crawford na MPP was one. Mene Upper East Regional Chairman. Justice Lawyer Anthony Namo. Near Nina, yes, or justice said, except it said Dennis Ajay Numseno, Wamoko Supreme Court. Because what Trebu Subebre, who reading the judgments in Ibinuma, a sound of very well, what I say. Yenny Momo? Yeah, ma'am, almost 7 way no more. I've read most of them, one more judgment, one more reason. How Mukako Yaduma. And you know, there's no way.
But when you create the impression, say, NDC for now, call because you can't say
and only is because but you know, man, never heard that. And I do Moko, but who was somehow can say Supreme Court to Nadia and another Danko Father, Sister MPP for now, Baube ceiling number now. Not so balance officer number, no ceiling year. Come back to the drawing table. Catch the Ghana for
apart from sealing the numbers, no cyber catcher say Oba. Also, NDC lawyers should
and you're ready to join the bench.
And join the bench.
But when the catcher say NDC for any bench, so I call Hunter West here. And piano or 3 times that honor Justice Daniel Jima. Ono na mewu case no.
O transfer.
O kwatena so den Johnson say mama amewu ma parliament ya. E call Supreme Court no.
Yeah.
What the NDC MP 3 times.
In fact, Justice Gabriel Palmer, no ye PNC.
NDC regional chairman.
or a general secretary.
What can the regional chairman kura?
Your mama. In fact, not the or a 7 general secretary.
Yes, and or several as a regional chairman. Our answer obey general ayi. And no modern call Supreme Court. Until the 1992 Constitution. Yanga danka say me ma bro your meeting call Supreme Court. Ni yansa me young people near integrity na me ko exhibit o anameboa. Anil dia yaka se famra ya adwuma no famra ne ya adwuma but whereby the appointing authority ebe sini pise me dia me ba me dia ndisifo na be ko hono eno na amanfo be question.
Okay, I'll say opokumensa ascend me Justice Bafuboni then a quotation from Nensamoa or Kaya Nawokano. Or say the 52-year-old former student of Konongo Oduma Secondary School said it was wrong for anyone to describe him as too young to join the Supreme Court, the highest court in the land, as there were others like Mrs. Justice Sophia Kufu and William Atuguba, both who rose to that position before turning 48 years. Justice Azu Gabriel, he said, was appointed straight from the High Court to the Supreme Court. So for him, Justice Bafuboni to be appointed from Appeals Court just after a year was not an arbitration. Justice Bafuboni has been on the bench for almost 20 years. And the Twatwa at the air county. Not Babin Asama no can say. Bafuboni young no
also been at the
52 years no and I said amu make argument say Atuguba and Sophia Kufu amodi omoko abe no more 48 years.
Yes,
where Opokumensa former deputy PRO for Ministry of Education
enti nyame ya aduma next year
boku ana onye former so ukofi ana na guso
wonim say next year na of course Supreme Court na 18 years
wow
say 70 until next year Torkonoo 52 into okwo ayi no next year no no wa hit 70
yes so call retirement ano
next year December no call retirement ano enti in Samba na NDC fo ankamfa no nya babe na eka say
yes
NDC fo na wamo sorry a Bafuboni den no na mo helu Bafuboni Kofuo nsa no aduma no MPP nsa no aduma no ai Bafuboni na NDC fo mpe na nima hwe no enne sa Bafuboni no omo so o ma de nkwa no but that time say MPP fo edi pressure chi ene ya withdraw na nko beduru ba bia waduru
anko nuru
mo enti akira bi judges ya wo mo ye e bi akira bi na obi behelu obi nti me I'm not against them so na the new patriotic party and against judges na Yewura Mahama nominate omo na mom na no masem Mahama no masem a odi kan ye no ene ewo issue
bebre mo ka say what Justice Sir Dennis also a trainer of judges. I was in fact, MPP don't have problem with the
we
judges.
Don't have problem with the judges.
But our problem with the flip-flopping John Dramani Mahama.
Exactly. Genuinely no problem. But 7 judges is not more corner. I've already told you say. I've read their reasoning.
And they say, portray judges in the eyes of
say, men kura na me do mo ko.
NDC for.
Men kura NDC. O kura fa omo. So mo ya NDC for na do omo ko. Me de me nim say me no matena se. Ye no omo nim omo reasoning. We have read their judgment wa court of appeal. Ye nim the way ya wo mo tena se omo apply the law no. Enti me no so far as I me read wo mo reading ni omo reasoning ni bi no. Me matena nka say NDC na appoint omo ya NDC for. Me de me nim so omo kwa akoye oman na dwuma. Na mo mani pa me ne wo problem. Eye Yewura Mahama. Because na numa sem say me ba me the NDC for beba no omo na amanfo be hu judges ne say wo mo ye NDC for but me de me hu ni sa ba ma na numa sem e na be say judiciary no
enti obi nka nkyira Abronye say so kasa na se wanchim na se wantiatia ma ade kasa na ya emba na Abronye obi mi sa Abronye maye sa Abronye kasa na sa wanchim na se sebia buru sebia nyaado wantetie mu a ne kasa no emba na Abronye has been one of the type a ne kasa obeka bia no sebi anije ni ho na nka mehwe se ye papa kan de Japan Abronye DC bebo di din this time around say ane na no koka nsem bi na yewura kan de Japan nkrofo etoto ayampia na nka yahwe se bema oyi bema mpa na nka yahwe se Abronye bema se obetumi aboye papa kan de Japan dia se yaka kire no se opa o issue statement apology from a kopim Friday yenyanti sa Abronye edi statement ababo nti opa achewa yenya Abronye ebehye ni pieto no ohye no because yentimi ntina se ema Abronye from nowhere a oba MPP mu even Canada Japan waye ni sika ene ne car edi amano da and disrespect Hon Ken just like that. You make sure you fight Abronye and what you make sure you hold Abronye until he apologizes to Yura Kennedy Japan. Until he apologizes to what? Yura Kennedy Japan. Yenti kroma NMPP for kwanya modi NDC for afaso ewo Supreme Court. Ene mo nse mani abre. Ene mo nse mani abre. And judges na no munti ase because of say Supreme Court through the application for reinstatement about your Chief Justice the remove an hono go further Odame application any asifo ade no Justice NS is it NS Gemfi MPP for edene ekọ ba no so abra oye parliamentary candidate edemo MPP amanyuku no Justice NS Apple Justice Ernest Apple. Justice Ernest Apple. No eden na okahum. He was part of it. He was what? Part of it. He was part of it. And he tells you, say, Ampa, this man Kufadu said that didn't call honum. So unko ye juma enfamano. But unfortunately, no, ene attorney. Ene ahede attorney. Entina munim se mra wo honum na na modern Supreme Court MPP headquarters no. Munim se mra wo honum na modern Mami Chief Justice Torkonoo. Why no ho se MPP National Women Organizer no. Kid Jemfu akra na onyesa se kid Jemfu akra na edine kwotena pa no so a enko nyesa enko nyesa bohu de eko enti abaye de botachi ye de bebo bande ye di more political power. It doesn't last forever. Political power doesn't last forever. Political to me bisha winsema. You should know how to handle it. And this for no muye in Ghana for ye monta. Say 8 years in and I say 4 years in dra. Ibejina so atwaba edia momo. Ibejina so atwaba edia momo. Enti Abronye DC tiatemo ni na enkosi bebia. Abronye ubetim akwa kosi da ben. Ubetim achim akwakusi da ben enko enye adwuma. That is it. For comment to like, share na foforo nye behwe. Make sure also subscribe to the channel no. Na bibi etimi akoso ye ba life a onso wetimi adjoin ni empche. Ye be ba life at as ye bo 4 3:30 ho konoma ye be life na ye di program no ahihye so se di bia ye no. Abronye hypocrite and arrogant and coward Abronye couldn't mention Yura Kennedy Japan ni din ɛwɔ ne interview a wayɛ mu for the first time a odidi yɛ papa atem a ɔba apa abɔnten abɛka sɛ ontimi nka bɔyɛ papa Kennedy Japan ne din ontimi so because no anim sɛ ɛyɛ ɔka fe yɛnso yɛbɛka fefe ɔka fefe yɛnso yɛbɛka fefe ne yɛma no hu sɛ ampa Kennedy Japan ɛwɔ kyitaafoɔ makro bibia bye bye.